Well, it's been another crazy week of NBA for week 2, and had lots to talk about today. Lots of stuff to go over. Without further ado, let's get started for week 2 recap. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss out on these recaps, these daily predictions that I post on the channel. Let's get started with the records. So, let's begin with the Atlanta Hawks. After week 2, this week they went 2-1, making their total record 3-4. They're 9th in the East. Why is this team so unlucky? I mean, again, they have their star player Trae Young got injured in the most unlucky way possible. His own teammate fell on his knee and it sprained it, and Trae Young's going to be out for a month. 2-1's pretty good for being without him. I mean, they beat the Pacers, who are all banged up as well, and and they finished off that game against the Nets. They weren't able to get the job done against Cleveland. I was watching a little bit of the ending of that game, after my amazing Sixers. We'll get to that in a sec. But I was watching a little bit of that game, and I saw that there were some boneheaded calls by the refs at the end of that game. But still, 2-1, pretty good for the week for the Hawks for week 2. Hopefully they can hang in there. They're still a talented team without Trae Young, but obviously they're much better with him than without. So, Boston Celtics, 12th in the East. They were 2-2 this week, 3-5 on the year. Love to see them having a losing record, but I'll tell you what's been happening. Obviously, they're still struggling without Tatum. Unfortunately, for me, they beat my Philadelphia 76ers at one of their wins this season. Again, the Celtics are struggling without Tatum, who's their best player. Jaylen Brown is having to take a lot of responsibility. And as you guys know, even with Tatum on the floor, I don't think the Celtics are that impressive. I think the Celtics are overrated, like I said last season, that they weren't going to get much anywhere. You could see before Tatum got injured in the playoffs last year that they weren't going to beat the Knicks in that second round. I just don't think the Celtics are good enough, so that could be what's happening in this season so far. 15th in the East, Brooklyn. They are 0-3 this week, 0-7 on the season. Pretty expected. The Nets losing that game, pretty unexpected. And at the time I'm recording this is actually a Thursday, not a Tuesday. So just so you guys know, I'm excluding the games from week 3 Tuesday until now, and just going by from last Tuesday up until this past Monday. That's how I'm gonna do it for week 2, and then next week I'll post the week 3 recap. But the Nets are very they have the talent. They have the talent. They kind of made a mess of their first round picks. I mean, so far the first round picks need some time to adjust to the Nets. They're a rookie, so obviously always give them time to adjust. But the problem with the Nets is that you never know with them. You never know where they're gonna finish. For years now, we haven't been able to consider the Nets a bad team, I feel like, because they've always been like this sneaky playing team, but never actually make the play-in. They're just kind of there, but now we can consider them perhaps the worst team in the NBA right now with the way they've been playing. But Michael Porter Jr. is carrying the way, which he's loving, like seeing having himself as more kind of exposure as he's leading a team now. But at the same time, if I were him, I'd rather be on a winning team like Denver. 11th, the Hornets. 1-3 this week, 3-4 in the season again. Another unlucky team that deals with so many injuries. LaMelo Ball will be out. Brandon Miller will be out. This team gets injured a lot, the Hornets. That's the reason why their last playing appearance was 2021 to 22 season. I can't really remember when their last playoff... Wasn't their last playoff appearance like 10 years almost or something like that? I mean, this team gets stacked with injuries, and I think that's what hurts them a lot. So 1-3, not great. 3-4 overall as a record is actually not bad of a start, but if they get their players back, then they should be good this season. Second are the Chicago Bulls. They were 2-1 this week, moving to 5-1 on the season. They're second in the East. Great from the Bulls. I mean, I expected this team to go downhill since but they actually did a great job with trading DeRozan and LaVine from the team, blowing up the team. They had probably the worst defensive big three in the NBA. Vucevic is still not a great defender, but he's got other weapons around him that defend well. And obviously Josh Giddey can be like a triple-double machine. He has a really high IQ, really good passer, really good scorer. Matas Bucelis is an absolute stud. He's amazing. He can give you 20 points a game, 25 points a game even. He is a really talented. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And once Kobe White comes back for the Bulls, this team is going to be dangerous. Fifth in the East is the Cleveland Cavaliers. They were 1-2 this week and 4-3 on the season now. What can I say about it? They have missed Darius Garland this week. Obviously, at the time of the recording, he just came back yesterday against my Sixers, but I'll explain that for the week 3 recap. But just them losing Darius Garland, it shows that Darius Garland's a big important part to this team, and as well as Donovan Mitchell. But they lost to the Raptors, which was unfortunate. They barely escaped the Hawks, who didn't have Trae Young playing. I would say the Cavs losing Darius Garland is not as big of a loss as the Hawks losing Trae Young. Let's be honest. But that they were able to barely escape them with a win there. But 1-2 is not good enough for a team who just finished the best record in the East last season. 13th in the West is the Mavericks. They were 1-2 this week, 2-5 on the season. Not good. The season just started and Anthony Davis is already injured. We knew it was coming. We knew an injury was coming eventually. I know it's not a long injury. He will be back soon. But, I mean, 1 week turns into 1 month, and then 1 month eventually turns into 5 months, and then that turns into the full season being out. Like, how is a rookie, how's a rookie in Cooper Flag supposed to carry this team on his first season? You cannot expect a rookie to handle that kind of responsibility. But 13th, not a good season for Dallas so far. 5th is Denver. I mean, no shock. It's 2-1 to be this week, 4-2 start the season. That loss against Portland was very shocking. On Halloween, I believe it was, they lost by game-winning free throws to the Blazers, and we'll get to the Blazers about how surprising they've been. But really, Jokic is doing his thing, dominating, triple-double every day that they play. No surprise there, but I do feel like Jokic has less responsibility now that he can get some rest and Valanciunas comes in. So, good start for the Nuggets. 5th place in the West. Can't complain about that one. 4th is in the East is the Detroit Pistons. They were 3-0 this week and 5-2 on the season. This week was great for Detroit. I think I did say in my standings prediction that they will finish 4th in the East as well. So that's good. I think that's where they can stand. They can be a top 4 team in the East and have home advantage for the first round. I think that's where they'll need to be because that Detroit home court advantage is legit come playoff times. They're one of the hardest stadiums to play in my opinion. So that will be really big key thing. 8th in the West is the Golden State Warriors, 1-2 on the week and 4-3 on the season. Again, injuries right now. They've missed Steph Curry. They've missed Draymond Green. They've missed Jimmy Butler. I can't remember if they didn't play for the beginning of last week, but because I do know that they missed yesterday, which was a week 3 game. We'll talk about that again. But the loss to the Pacers is unacceptable. Like the Pacers are banged up too. The Pacers have no one. They don't have Halliburton. They don't have McConnell. They don't have Nembhard. They don't have Mathurin. They don't have Toppin. They have nobody, the Pacers, so how could you lose to them is my question. How is that acceptable to lose to the Indiana Pacers, who have absolutely nobody other than their star player, Pascal Siakam, who can't carry a team that is banged up like the Pacers are. They're practically a G League team right now without 5 key players to their team. 5. And I said Pascal Siakam's the best player in the Pacers. I don't think it's Halliburton, but it doesn't matter. Halliburton's still key player to the team. How Miles Turner kind of went out the door for them. That was a big loss. And now they don't have Toppin, Nembhard, Mathurin, Halliburton, or McConnell on that roster. So they have nobody. So you losing to them was unacceptable for the Warriors. 4th in the West is the Rockets. 3-0 this week, 4-2 on the season. They've started to kind of improve with KD at their small forward position. Şengün doing good. Really comes down to the Rockets' defense. The Rockets are stacked defensively. They have a great front court, and that's what could get them ahead. 14th in the Pacers. We just talked about 1-3 this week and 1-6 on the season. No surprise for me there. They're just getting injury after injury, and with that they could be the worst team in the NBA if they continue with all these injuries. So no shock there. 9th is the Los Angeles, 3-3 on the season. Now the Clippers, they had no future. They're a retirement home. That's how old they are. They are a very old team. Kawhi's like 36. Harden's like 36. Chris Paul's 40. Brook Lopez, I think, is like 37. Bogdan Bogdanovic is 33. What kind of future does this team have? Right now, they need to play guys like Cam Christie and Niederhauser in more. Because I think in just a few minutes they played, they got 5 points at least. So why don't play them more and keep the old heads off to kind of give the young guys more minutes. Now Harden can stay on because Harden, even at his age, is incredible. But putting young guys on, and next up, third place in the West is the Los Angeles Lakers. They're 4-0 this week, 6-2 on the season. Austin Reeves has been the big key. Obviously, Luka Doncic has been well, but he's been injured for a couple of games, and LeBron's been injured the whole season. And Bronny James has more points than his dad on the season. What a incredible scene. But really, Austin Reeves has been the key to this team, carrying the team despite having Luka and LeBron out. Austin Reeves has been the guy for them, carrying the team. 6-2 record is wonderful for the Lakers. I predicted them to finish second in the West, and that could be what happens. 12th in the West is the Grizzlies, 1-3, 3-5. Ja Morant getting into trouble again. He was suspended for a game, but can't say I'm shocked. Cannot say I'm shocked with him getting into trouble. But 3-5 is not a good record for the Grizzlies. And there will be better if Ja Morant stops taking threes. That's all. Don't take threes. 13% is terrible. Don't take them. Heat 2-2 this week, 4-3 in the season. Good. Even despite not having Tyler Hero, they are good. Bam Adebayo's had a much better season so far. Jamie Jaquez Jr. is showing that he's an amazing young talent for this Miami Heat team. And the Heat, as a team, are showing that they do not need Jimmy Butler to succeed, that they can do it without him. And they'll show him. Third on the East is the Milwaukee Bucks, 3-1 this week, 5-2. Giannis playing like one of the best in the world for this season. He was Eastern Conference Player of the Week for Week 1, and so just good for the Bucks. They need to continue winning games, and they should be in the playoffs again. Sixth in the West is the Minnesota Timberwolves, 2-1 this week, 4-3 in the season. Anthony Edwards not playing, still no problem for Minnesota. Julius Randle has played amazing, and Rudy Gobert is a great defensive player, obviously. So the Timberwolves are stacked without Anthony Edwards. So once Anthony Edwards comes back, the Timberwolves could be really good. I just don't know how good, because I just feel like the Western Conference is a lot to handle. There's a lot of teams that are probably better than the Timberwolves so far. But we'll see. 15th in the West is the New Orleans Pelicans, 0-3 this week, 0-6 on the season. Pretty expected, not surprising to me. They don't have much to offer other than Zion playing amazing, but Trey Murphy's also great too. But I think if they get DeJounte Murray back, they can be a sneaky playing team. I just feel like they don't have many options right now. Sixth in the East is the New York Knicks, 2-2 this week, 4-3 on the season. The Knicks are actually surprisingly not good. 4-3 is a good record, but not for the Knicks. The Knicks need to be somewhere at like 5-2 or 6-1 to begin the season, somewhere around that ballpark. But 4-3 is not great for the Knicks. I expect them to be higher. First in the West, Oklahoma City Thunder, 3-0 this week, 7-0 in the season. Nothing to say there. They're the best team in the league. No argument there. Eighth in the East is the Orlando Magic, 2-1 this week, 3-4. This is interesting. The Magic have been arguably the most disappointing team in the NBA. I expected them to be I predicted them to be finishing third in the East. They look like a team that could do that on paper, but they've been highly disappointing this season. And I just don't know what it is. It's kind of hard. Maybe not having the trade that they made to get Desmond Bane. I mean, Desmond Bane is an asshole. Let's be honest. He's been causing a lot of problems. He's like Draymond Green and Dylan Brooks now all of a sudden. But Kentavious Caldwell-Pope may have had something to do with because they don't have a great perimeter defense, the Magic, so that could have something to do with it. The first in the East is my Philadelphia 76ers, 5-1 on the season, 2-1 this week. They lost to the Celtics by 1. I mean, no problem. That doesn't do that game good. They were horrible the whole game. They were down by, I believe, as much as 20, but they did make a nice comeback. They just wasn't enough. That's all. 10th is the Phoenix Suns in the West, 2-1 this week, 3-4 on the season. Actually, a little bit better than I thought. I thought they were gonna perhaps be even worse. It's the Suns. Are not that good of a team. I don't think. I mean, maybe with Jalen Green that they'll be better, but we'll see. 7th, the Portland Trail Blazers, 2-1, 4-3 on the season. What can I say? I mean, I almost want to apologize to all the Blazers fans out there. If you guys even have any fans. No, I'm just kidding. But, no, the Blazers, I think I underestimated Portland. I mean, Deni Avdija is an all-star, let's be honest. He is an absolute all-star. And probably the most underrated in the league as well. But, and I knew that he was a great player, but I didn't think just him and Shaedon Sharpe could get the job done. I think the Anthony Simons trade was stupid. I thought it was a terrible trade, but I mean, no, Jrue Holiday is lighting it up on Portland. He's doing great, and when Damian Lillard comes back, this could be a playoff team, So pretty good. Maybe there'll be a playing team this season and next season when Lillard plays a full season, hopefully for Portland. They could be a top 4 team in the East. So, really impressive. 14th in the West is the Sacramento Kings, 1-3 this week, 2-5 on the season. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Not good enough for Sacramento. I would like to see them around the play-in tournament. Second in the West is the Spurs, 1-1 this week. They only played 2 games, 5-1 on the season. Wemby again. It sucked to see their undefeated streak get lost to get blown by the Suns. Wemby is amazing though. He sucked though against the Suns, no denying that. But it's just one bad game. He will be back. 10th in the East is the Raptors, 2-1 this week, 3-4 in the season. Pretty good start for the Raptors. They have an incredible defense. 11th in the West is the Jazz, 1-3 this week, 3-4 on the season. Again, not bad for the Jazz either. This week sucked, but maybe next week they'll be good. Maintain this kind of 500 record or kind of below that, or like right around there. 13th finally is in the East is the Washington Wizards, 0-4 this week, 1-6. I mean, no surprise there for me. And the predictions: Tuesday I was 3-2, Wednesday I was 7-3, Thursday I was 3-1, Friday I was 3-5, Saturday I was 2-4, Sunday I was 5-3. Monday I was 5-4, making my total predictions for the week 28 correct, 22 incorrect, and in total on the season so far 59 correct and 44 incorrect. So, and I won in fantasy. I absolutely killed it in fantasy this week, which is good. I'm 2-0 on fantasy this week, this season so far. So let me know what you guys think of this. Do you guys love seeing me do these weekly recaps? I know you guys do, but let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.